Part of science is recording what happens during an experiment. But, I have a really bad feeling about this recording.
I will change the world with my discovery. Life on this planet will never be the same.
It's true, science has changed our world, and life on our planet will never be the same because scientists expanded our understanding of how the world works. But there's still a ton to learn. Let's start with the basics. What do you think makes a scientist? And what is the scientific process? What better place to find out about how scientists think and the scientific process than at a science fair? Let's go find out what these young scientists have to say. Let's go.
Well, I built the robot out of yeast needs sugar and warmness to
discovering and branching out into the problem of
broccoli. When it's cooked, it loses some of its
conductors to a solar cell. It will make temperature and pH affect the denaturation and coagulation. For the albumin protein, which is egg white, and the casein protein, which is milk.
What is science anyhow?
Like, it's basically like the study of what everything is around us and what goes on and how it works.
And science asks a question, like, what if?
Most things imply science and mathematics in them.
It's the foundation of everything. When it comes to solving problems, everything can be broken down and looked at scientifically.
Describe what a typical scientist would look like.
So I think a scientist could look like anything, just a normal day person.
A stereotype would be a white lab coat and glasses and a notepad.
Well, scientists think in many complex ways, like maybe if it's a problem, they might not go the straight way, they might try and go around, you have to try over and over again.
And so scientists, they're sort of thinking in a way that maybe not others will think.
What is the scientific method?
The scientific process would be to just see.
Well, first I started off with a question for my experiment.
A hypothesis is important for conducting science because it's what you think it's going to happen in your experiment. If you don't have it, then when people come to you, they're going to be like, what's your educated guess about your science experiment? And you're like, trying to think of something.
And then you'd create methods of procedure, and you'd conduct those.
Procedure, step by step, how you did your experiments, explaining everything, and then
you can't just like do an experiment once and say that you have all the data and say that if you do this again, it's gonna happen. You have to do it like multiple times, like I say 7 to 10 times, to see if you can get all your data exact.
And then you get your results and you look at that and make conclusions out of those.
And telling them.
So communicating.
Yes.
You tell them like what you did, why you did it, and you include like everything that was on your board.
Okay, tell me the difference between scientific theory and scientific law.
scientific theory is basically based on research. The scientists have an idea, the theory is their idea, but scientific law is when their idea can be proven through data.
Well, an opinion is something that one person thinks or a group of people think, but a scientific law is something that's been proven but that could have started out as an opinion.
So we've learned that today's young scientists have some pretty big ideas about the way science works. Now it's your turn to think like a scientist. List 2 issues that will shape the future of our planet in your lifetime, and then think about what field of science will address those issues and how you can get involved, so that you can wake up every day to never
stop exploring your world.
I think I will be doing science in the future because science really fascinates me a lot because of the research and the experiments that you have to do with it.
And so what we need to focus on is finding out how we can use the resources we have that are more renewable to stop using the resources that we are running out of that are not renewable.
Do what they think is fun and what they think is interesting and don't follow the crowd. Do like above the ordinary thing.
Just never give up. Keep trying. Even if it doesn't come out right the first time, try it again. It'll come out.